Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
That music's scary.
It's weird.
What time is it? It's Halloween time.
It's scary time, and we haven't come up with a real name for our exciting and new Halloween.
Halloweener.
We're calling it our Halloween double month, I guess you could say almost, right? Because we got about 8 weeks, I believe, of horror classics from 1982.
1982 was rich.
This first one came out around the scary time of February 19th. February 19th, 1982. So this is the one that we're backtracked on because we started in, what did we start, June?
May.
It was May.
And I think we just wanted to do this for Halloween time.
And so it was released February 19th, 1982. The movie is Swamp Thing. I don't know if I had said it yet.
You had not said it yet.
Okay, Swamp Thing.
I think it wasn't February, didn't it used to be like the dead zone, like just put a movie in.
I think so. I think both those months, January and February, yeah. It's rated PG, 1 hour and 31 minutes in most
I'm glad
copies.
you said most.
Directed by Wes Craven.
Written by also, I saw.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to take a stab at his top four? By any chance?
Nightmare, right?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street is in his top four. Very good.
Scream.
Scream is in his top four.
I didn't know he did Scream.
Hills Have
Oh,
Eyes.
you didn't know that one? Yeah.
Oh.
Hills Have Eyes.
No, that is not in his top four.
Is there any sequels like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2
A
or
New Nightmare?
A New Nightmare. That was the one that was like a reality show kind of thing. Yeah,
A New Nightmare is in his top four, and there's one other one, an older one.
Older than Nightmare. Older than like 84, whenever Nightmare on Elm Street is.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, not Swamp Thing, right? Yeah. I don't know.
The People Under the Stairs.
People Under the Stairs. Yeah. Oh, scary movie.
I don't remember that one.
This one wasn't streaming anywhere. I watched it on YouTube for free.
Wow.
Again, it was streaming on YouTube for free, I guess you could say. I don't know where you kids watched it.
Well, Brian and I watched it using other means, and I think Brian and I watched a different version than you.
Yeah.
Because, like you were saying, most versions it's 130, an hour and 32 minutes. I think ours is an hour and 34 minutes. There's a couple extra minutes in ours.
Yes.
And
one of the reasons for that is, do you want to
I know you have in your notes there. It was insane what was added in this movie.
It said the uncut international version features some additional shots of nudity compared to the original U.S. theatrical release, making it 2 minutes longer. When Adrienne Barbeau takes a bath in the swamp, you could only see a side shot of her breast. Now you can see some extra seconds of full-on breast shot.
Not seconds.
Extra seconds.
Not
it was
seconds.
like a minute. It was
insane.
It was such a pointless.
You probably thought your screen was paused.
Well,
you thought it was like it froze up. Your
I
screen
immediately
froze.
went to my phone and was like, I thought this was PG because this is R. I mean, like, boobs. We've had boobs in other PG movie, but like for like so long, I was just like, what is happening here?
Did yours also have at the beginning of the party scene?
Yep. Yes, it
Bruno's big comeuppance, two dancing gypsy women taking off their clothes. This footage was not included in previous video.
There's one guy
and Laserdisc releases.
Oh, okay. There's a guy making out with a girl and he takes her top off.
Yeah.
Like, she's wearing like a bathing suit top, I guess, and he undoes that. And then there's another girl just dancing around, and all of a sudden she's just like topless dancing around. And those scenes were like back to back.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened? Like when that scene started happening, because there was no context to it. They just cut to the
not
scene
at all.
and they're partying and dancing around naked. I'm like, did something happen to my, like, am I watching a different movie now? I really, really thought I was watching a different movie for like 30 seconds because I was just like, what's happening here? That was crazy.
I definitely didn't have that.
Adrienne Barbeau one. It went on. She's like splashing water on her boobs.
Well, you can ask her later this year when we see her.
If I was Adrienne Barbeau, I would have sued for that because there was no purpose for that nudity. I mean, except for the fact that she looked good naked. Like there was no need for that. It didn't advance the plot. It did nothing. And having watched the first hour of this movie up till whenever she got naked, bathing in that swamp was a really bad idea. That thing was gross.
Oh, that was extremely gross. I mean,
so I don't know why all of a sudden, just because she's like buddies with Swamp Thing now, that it's okay for her to bathe in that.
She did not know how to dress for the swamp, though. I'll tell you that much.
She did not. No, she did not.
Real quick, the IMDb description had this at after a violent incident with a special chemical, a research scientist is turned into a swamp plant monster. Something similar is going to happen in an episode of Creepshow.
Oh, that's, you know what? I was thinking a lot about that.
Adrienne Barbeau is in Creepshow, but not this.
But when they dropped
episode.
that chemical on the ground and all of a sudden they're like, it's growing already. I'm like, is this meteor shit? That really gave me meteor shit vibes.
Brian, spoilers, we apologize, but that's something you have to look forward to. That's the Stephen King episode.
Oh.
But this movie...
where he's acting in it.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's the actor in it.
This movie confused me a little bit because...
I'm excited for you to watch this movie.
Me too.
Before Adrienne Barbeau even got there to replace the guy that... They never really explained what happened.
And they said, they said what they say? They said the chick...
that guy. He's I think he said broad.
It was broad, right?
I
Okay,
he said broad.
That's
but like they never explained what happened to the guy she was replacing, except you saw him. Was that the guy that they gunned down in the swamp?
No. He got they mentioned him. They said he got bit by a gator.
Oh, right. But then there was that other guy that they just killed.
Yeah,
and no one ever asked about him, and
There's
that was
no explanation.
No explanation. And at the very beginning of the movie, before it even started, they had like the intro, the scroll. Where it was just like kind of like telling you, deep in the swamp, an experiment goes wrong and a man will turn into a monster.
You just see like that those people just coming out of the shadows.
Well, I was just kind of like, they're telling us what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah.
So I thought, having not seen this in a long, long time, I'm like, is he already Swamp Thing? Like, is he going to come and we're going to like maybe flash
I thought
back?
that too.
Are we going to flash back to him becoming Swamp Thing? So like 10 minutes into the movie, I'm like, where's the Swamp Thing coming from? And okay, then they made Swamp Thing, but that text introduction,
I got to tell you, there was some parts of this. There was parts of this movie I don't remember at all.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, there's a lot of this I don't remember, and I think one of the reasons I didn't remember a lot of this movie, and I had this in my notes. This felt like an ABC movie, like a Hulk movie, like a Hulk TV show movie.
The cost of costume, I guess, yes. Basically, I would say, yeah.
Like
because that was it looked almost like, how would I describe it? Almost like, like you would see a mechanic, the overalls, like a mechanic would wear, but like that was like colored green, and then there was like lines on it to make it look veiny.
And his mask was like a half mask.
Because there was times he would turn and you would see like a pant leg.
Well, I guess because he fell in the swamp with his clothes on, right? I mean, was that why? But
no, I don't think so.
I don't know.
But I mean, like when he would bend his arm and the
fabric would move.
It would like fold too, and it was just like, wow, they really couldn't.
And at one point, when he had to pull something out of there's a time where he grabbed something in his hands. I don't remember now what it was. It was the locket. The locket that had him and his sister's face in it. And he opens the locket up, and you could see like the latexy kind of like like his hands. Like,
but then later he says he couldn't use those hands.
And he said, "These hands." I'm like, they don't look that bad, man. You have hands. You can use those hands.
You grew it back. You didn't have to grow it back that big. Couldn't you grow it back a little smaller?
You just use that hand to crush a man's skull. I think you can use those hands to hold a beaker.
And you could see him squeezing the beaker to break it. And it's like, just don't squeeze it. You were holding it, and then you squeezed
that's right, because
it.
he went back to the lab and was like trying to make a new experiment or whatever. But there were shots in this, especially like on the fan boat, and he just comes walking out of the swamp. And also another thing, everything in this movie is filmed during the day. I was shocked how much daylight is in this movie. I was like,
You're right.
This is supposed to be a creepy swamp movie, and it's all during the day. But he comes walking out of the swamp at one point. The fan boat's going by.
Let's go. We got to take advantage of this light we got out here.
And they hit him, and then the guys fly out of it, and it's totally out of like a 70s TV show. Like the camera angles from underneath.
Oh,
and you see the guy flying through the.
Get me started on that. I have so much to talk about with that stuff.
Well, that's what I'm talking about as far as like it feeling like a TV show from the 70s.
When he's in the water and the boat, he stops the boat.
Yeah.
But he just stops the boat, and it's just like, you see him, the boat comes up to him, then it changes, the shot changes.
Yep.
It goes away, so you don't see. But then the next shot, it comes back, and it's like, whoa! It's just going in the opposite direction.
The whole fan boat scene with the explosions and everything, that was Southern California. Every other part of the movie was filmed in a swamp.
Okay.
Except
an actual
that
swamp, huh?
scene was obvious. And I
And
think
it
the
looked-
reason it
Why,
looked
could you
like
see,
that
like, a
because it
marina or
was Dukes
something?
of Hazzard.
Oh.
It was the same background to Dukes of Hazzard because that took place in Southern California.
Macon, Georgia, Southern California.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Yeah, that whole feel of that scene looked different. Like this, I don't know. I mean, it looked more Evergladesy than it looked like a swamp.
Well, it
which
had
I
the,
guess is
the
a swamp
hills,
also.
the
but
Southern California
is that what the hills,
in the background, and plus the fake plants lining the lake, the pond.
Yeah, and it was just it's just brown water. I mean,
it was. I don't know if you have the budget. I mean, this looked like it cost about $25 to make. Really.
this
I mean,
was not expensive. This might have been in somebody's backyard.
It could have been. It had that
know,
feel, like that set where they
Just
had the
like
lab
they
and
had a
everything
big
like
house
that.
down there somewhere, and just
It was filmed in South Carolina.
Oh, a swamp in South Carolina,
except for that scene with the explosions. And I bet they couldn't get permission to blow up stuff
in Florida.
South Carolina.
Oh, that's why they moved it.
So they had to do that whole boat scene in Southern California.
I would think
Yeah.
if you wanted someplace to go to blow
maybe
up
it's
stuff,
probably
it would be South
cheaper.
Carolina.
Maybe because with like all the extras and like the stunt work and everything with the people, it's probably easier to just do out there
Maybe.
on location kind of thing. Again, that's not coming from anywhere of knowledge or anything.
No, I know.
I just
But
made that up.
This
Thinking that
looked
sounds like it could be.
This
that.
looked cheap, and I know I've said that. A couple
Oh, this
times.
looks
It looked
extremely
It looked
cheap.
yeah.
You were not wrong. Like I said, with the costumes alone, it looked like that's something Adrienne Barbeau would just be wearing on a random Tuesday.
Those, like, as soon as she got off the, did she arrive in a helicopter?
Yeah.
She arrived in
Yeah.
a helicopter. As soon as she got off, I'm like, is she wearing heels? I'm like, she better change out of these heels because just the idea of heels in the swamp.
Why?
Like, you're gonna
Why
get
no
stuck-
boot? Like, and why?
And then later on, when she's with Jude, is that the kid's
Judd?
name?
Yeah, Jude.
Jude, you're
When
right,
she gets
Jude.
out of the little rowboat that he had onto the dock, and you see her clearly with her big clomp and heels and stuff like that. I'm like, she's still wearing those things.
Yeah, it's like
really?
that's all she brought.
I guess that's all. I mean, maybe she didn't have time to change into her like shit kickers or sneakers or something like that. But oh my god, every time she was walking around, I'm like, that's why they caught her so easily because
Oh yeah,
she was running.
She's not
in those
outrunning
things.
anybody in those things. I mean, come on. And every time she fell, they fell.
Oh my god, how many times did she get away and they caught her? Like 4 times.
Like, every time it would turn away, and you look back, and you're like, she's caught again. You're like, God damn.
I feel that was the kind of like they were filming it and they're like, oh shit, this movie's only like 62 minutes long. Like we got to film 2 more.
Have her
scenes.
get caught again.
We have to get her caught again. Let her get away, and then we'll catch her again. And maybe
I think
do that
I
again.
think I have about 10 minutes I could get out of that. I think I could get 10 minutes.
Do you know that kid, the kid, Jude, this is his only movie.
Oh really? I
I
mean,
think
he
I
was
forgot to
only
look him
thing he
up.
was
I
in.
got bored with the top 4 in this cast, so I didn't really even.
who besides Adrienne Barbeau even is deserving. I know one other
Ray
person.
Wise.
Which one's he?
He played
the Holland.
He played
The
Doc.
doctor.
The guy, the main, not
Yeah.
the stunt man that played the
He played
swamp
the-
thing.
No, the actual guy.
Alec Collin.
The bad guy, the main bad guy. The only thing he was the bad guy in Octopussy.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right.
Like as soon as he
Yes,
took the
yes.
mask off, the Mission Impossible style mask, I was like, really? Like I love when they just like make that so. Oh yeah, I have a mask that is fully articulated. My eyes blink, my mouth moves.
It reminded you of the Stubing mask from.
Oh my God! Exactly like that. Exactly like that. And he rips the mask off, and as soon as he took the mask
He
off,
said,
I'm like, it's the guy.
it was such a great reveal. I loved it. It was so bad. It was
He
just
like grew 2 inches.
Oh yeah. Well, this one was equally as bad, and then he,
I did had for Adrienne Barbeau, her top 4 we could do.
Is this one of her top 4 Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing is not in her top 4.
Oh.
Brian, do you want to go next, or do you want me to rattle some things off?
Dude, what do you know Adrienne from?
Creep Show?
Creep
Okay,
Show
Creep Show.
is in her top 4.
How about The Fog?
The Fog is in her top 4. I like that movie.
Was she in Back to School
Back to School.
in her top 4?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And was she in another John Carpenter movie? Was she in like The Thing? Oh no, there are no women in The Thing. Escape from New York. Is she in Escape from New York?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Wow.
What is she in? What is
Andy
she in?
takes this one down. You
I'll
had none.
say.
Except, Creep Show.
But I've never seen Creepshow. Just you guys talked about it.
I figured you
before.
could name that one at least, since we just brought her up being in that.
But I did have, she's in Maud.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's kind of where she got her start.
Can you
right?
tell me how many episodes of Maud Adrienne Barbeau was in? This is a throwback to our
Love Boat
style episode.
Was she a? So she was on. Was she a star of Maud, or was she like a?
She was a star of
She
Maud.
was a
Yes.
star of Maud. Okay, I never watched Maud. So
And
I'm gonna
then
say,
there's Maud.
not knowing how
loved
many
Maud. That was
episodes
one-
or seasons
I can't
Maud
hardly
was,
remember it.
I'm going to say
really?
she was on 50 episodes of Maud.
50 episodes of Maud from this corner. In the other corner,
I'm going to say 75.
75. Okay, first I'll tell you how many episodes there were of Maud. There was 141 total episodes of
I probably
Maud.
should have gone higher.
She was in 124 episodes.
Oh, wow.
I remember when we talked about Maud before, we were very surprised by how many episodes there were.
And I'm still surprised. I'm still surprised.
Well, that shows that you don't remember, and
That's
Well,
'cause
I
it was
never-
never on reruns.
I never watched it.
that,
So I
that
have
those
no
things are hard to
recollection
remember. You're not
of
going to
that.
remember that stuff if
Yeah.
you did that hundreds of those since.
But if you know,
Since then,
like a show like All in the Family, I can ballpark it because I know how many seasons it went. 8 seasons, 25 episodes a season. I'm going to say it's like 200 episodes.
Stuff like that, yeah.
That I could give a shot, but Maud, I couldn't even tell you how many years it went. Anyway. Anything else from her? Adrienne Barbeau?
That's all I really had. Yeah, I didn't have any. And like I said, the rest of the cast really wasn't anything except you mentioned
Oh, definitely Ray Wise.
Ray Wise. Is,
What do I know him from? Do I know him?
Ray Wise.
He's
his
been in
top,
a million things.
I have Ray Wise's top 4 here.
Wait a minute.
and,
Brian says he's been in a million things. I want Brian to name a thing. Don't look at your phone. No. Name a thing. And not Swamp Thing.
No, he was
top 4 at
he was
Swamp
the
Thing's
next
not-
door neighbor husband in Fresh Off the Boat.
That's not in his top 4.
Is that like some new show?
He was the devil in what was that show?
I don't think you're going to catch any of this top
Bewitched?
4 here.
No.
I'm trying to help you out of here.
I got
The devil.
I think I'm just going to give you the top
Yeah,
4
please do.
because
Because Mr. Encyclopedic knowledge over here.
I'm just saying he's been in a ton of
You
stuff.
can't name one. Well, you named one of a show no one's ever heard
his
of.
top 4 for Ray Wise: Batman, The Killing Joke, Dead
Gotta be the
End,
voice,
Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me,
Wait.
Jeepers Creepers 2.
So wait, was he in? Are you saying he was in Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me? Is that 2 of his top
No,
4?
Dead End is a movie. I'm sorry, I said that too fast.
He's got
Dead End,
249 credits.
Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me.
All right,
That
I've
was
never
the
seen
sequel.
I've never
I
seen a
think.
Twin Peaks thing. And
And then Jeepers Creepers
and
2.
Batman Killing Joke's got to be a voice actor work because that was.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of voice
yeah.
acting stuff.
I think Brian's wrong.
He was
though.
on Sabrina. Tim and Eric.
He probably did a lot of one episode things like that, though.
Oh, he was the father in Idiot Sitter.
Dude, you've said 3 things here. I mean, I guess I know what Sabrina is, but anything else is.
Comedy Bang Bang. He was on a couple episodes of that.
I don't know what Idiot Sitter is. I heard a Comedy Bang Bang.
But saying Comedy Bang Bang is like saying he was on like Drunk History. Like everybody's been on those. Everybody does an episode of that stuff.
Everybody does an episode of The Love Boat.
Yeah, or that. Yeah.
He did one of the infomercials. Remember the infomercials on Adult Swim? He did Frank Pierre Presents Pierre's Resort and Casino.
I'm going to say no, I don't remember that.
Know what that is.
Oh, you never saw Too Many Cooks?
I don't know what you're
Maybe.
saying.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to find the show that I know him
Let's
from
just
the
go on.
best.
Well, I was going to bring up a new segment, the Parents Guide on IMDb.
Hang on. Is that all for cast? We're not talking about anybody else?
That's what I said. I didn't really want to
Okay.
talk about anybody else in the cast. Did you have anybody else you wanted to talk
the
about?
bad guy was from Octopussy. That's all I know. No one else.
Bruno.
Was he from anything else?
No, I think I just really remember him from this.
Again, top 4 for Bruno. And this is why I said
No, you don't
I
have to do it.
stopped.
You
No,
don't have to do it.
I'll give you an example. Dark Man, Heartbreak Ridge, No Way Out, and Don't Answer the Phone.
I've seen most of those, but I don't remember him specifically. No, it's good, man.
And the dude, the guy that played Ferret,
Yeah.
part of his top 4 was soundtrack. Like he made music.
Oh, I thought you were going to say just soundtrack.
He did
Any
music.
specific
No, he made
soundtrack?
music, so he was in the
okay.
soundtrack.
Still
of it.
alive? You don't have
No,
to answer that.
he wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, this was not a.
He died in
cast.
2011, 75 from a heart attack.
What about Tom's sister?
I don't know who that is.
You know, at one point when they
Alex's sister,
when they go out into the swamp the first time,
the blonde.
She gets at they get
Blonde,
they
right?
get to the swamp, and he takes her out to Sector 3 or Sensor 3 or something like that, and
everybody wants to go to Sensor 3.
and he immediately like tries to make a move on her, and she's like, "Save it for your wife" or something like that, and that girl had the same last name. I assumed it was his wife, and then it turned out to be his sister.
I thought it was going to be his daughter. I thought it was going to be his daughter.
Well, I was like, did they rewrite something here at some point? Because she says "save it for your wife." Now,
Well,
she doesn't know she doesn't know he's
thinks-
married or not. You know, she
Maybe
doesn't know.
she's
she
just
just
assuming
thought
he is.
that. Yeah. So
She might have, but it might have been a fun kind of like, oh, that was your sister, like that kind of thing. Like you thought it was her.
she said that
Could have been a
when
fun
she found
reveal,
out it was
yeah.
her sister.
She did.
Yeah, when she goes, the sister started talking about her and Alex's father, and she's just like,
Oh man, I must have missed
sister.
that.
Oh, I do remember that. now that you say
then
that,
I
yeah.
retract everything I said over the last like 30 seconds because I totally missed that.
Cut that.
Yeah. No, don't cut it. I'm an idiot, but I must have missed that.
But no, so the Parents Guide is something I noticed on IMDb, and I've heard about it. I just never really looked into it now, but for some reason I looked at it for this movie, and I saw some funny some things I thought were pretty funny. Like for sex and nudity, it had moderate, and 14 out of 31 people agreed with that, saying they thought it was moderate.
Well, if it was the American
moderate
version, I don't think it had
nudity,
any.
so,
Did it?
No.
Yeah, because it says in the European international cut, there was a woman dancing in thong panties. She takes off her bra and you see her boobs. Another
that's
woman's
that
breast
party.
is also
Yeah.
exposed. Yeah. But what's it say? At a party, a man rubs a woman's breasts. Nipples are shown.
That's that same when she's sitting on his lap. Yeah, that's all from that one scene.
I just thought that just the way it's worded, some of the stuff. Alice Cable's breasts are large, and large nipples are shown for about 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Someone counted.
While she is bathing in a swamp. As she puts water on her large breasts, this scene is pretty long.
Large breast. Is that attributed to anybody? Is there like a Brian name? 50 seconds. Yeah.
Let's show everyone how long 50 seconds is by being quiet for 50 seconds.
I don't think I could do that.
People turn this off easily.
I mean, why would they listen to this? They don't want to listen to it anyway. Now we're giving them a reason not to
For
listen.
violence and gore, 6 out of 11 people found it mild.
I agree. Was there any?
A
Other
man
than him
is set.
squeezing his head.
A man is
And they
set on
didn't show him do
fire. Gunfights, sword
Oh my God,
fights,
that
grenades.
fire.
Yeah,
was insane.
I guess him.
A
getting
monster's
set
arm
on
is
fire.
cut off. No gore. A man's head is squeezed. Some blood comes out. Character is
You don't
stabbed by a
even see it.
sword and bleeds.
But you,
Nothing crazy, really.
him turning into Swamp Thing, him being set on fire, running through the camp on fire. That was pretty intense.
That actor was fully engulfed.
And
That was that was the stunt money right there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And he was also, I think I read the same guy that did it for Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy's on fire, running after.
So
after
Wes
some-
kept him on retainer.
Yeah. He's probably like, hey, so you
Remember
like
that guy?
You like to set yourself on fire, do you?
For profanity, mild. 7 of 8 found this mild.
I don't remember. There
But
might have been a
this-
son of a bitch in
one
there.
of the comments here is one of the comments here. The S word is said a few times, as well as hell, damn, and bastard.
Yeah, see, those aren't curse words.
But somebody wrote the S word
The S word.
on IMDb, which just cracks me up that somebody actually wrote that. People drink and smoke for alcohol, drugs, and smoking. And for frightening, intense scenes, 5 out of 7 said it was mild. The creature can be frightening for some kids. A man transforms into a
The
monster.
creature.
Then some blood. There's some blood and goo.
That was like the worst, like werewolf type creature.
Oh my god! The eyes on that werewolf were insane.
the end guy.
yeah. The
His
werewolf.
head was so tiny.
That might have been that should have just been out of like a Star Trek episodes from like 20 years earlier.
Oh, that was so bad.
So bad. Oh, so dumb. And I totally forgot that when he started.
I totally forgot that, and I forgot Bruno becoming.
Bruno turned into the little thing, and his clothes shrank along with him. He shrank, and his clothes shrank. Why is that? Did they drink the formula too?
That was just like
Or
with
that's
the
not
Hulk. Remember with the Hulk, he would always
yeah.
be.
Well, yeah. Once the Hulk expanded, you would think once he turned back into Banner, his pants would.
But
just,
he would walk around
fall
with
right
baggy
off.
pants,
Yeah.
like it just ripped. It was like,
I couldn't believe he came bouncing out from under the table. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Bruno? But so based on Swamp Thing turning into Swamp Thing and Bruno being turned into whatever the fuck that was, our main antagonist, whatever his name, Arcane, like just decides at that point he's going to drink the formula now.
Yeah.
I was like, there have been 2 tests. I would
Right.
say both are failures.
Yeah,
Why would
major
you drink
failures,
that now?
too.
Why would you drink that? And I guess Swamp Thing told him it heightens whatever you
whatever
are.
you become that. But
So
he said
with-
it was like almost in a cartoon way.
So I guess
Like-
was he thinking like, I am the sexiest, smartest person on the planet. I will become
He had to
super
be
sexy
thinking
and super
something
smart.
along those lines,
Because then as soon as he drank it, I'm like, well, that was very bad.
Because
And
the
he got
doctor was quite a man then, wasn't he? If he was all that,
And he
right?
had a cocoon. Like he.
Oh, that's right. He kind of had to break out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was weird because when his like blonde assistant came to give him the drink and she like freaked out and dropped the glass, there was nothing different about him. He looked a little ashen, maybe, but I was like,
I was like,
why?
His hand? They showed it. Then they showed his
Oh,
fingers.
but
I was
then
like,
they
but that was
showed
like,
it.
yeah.
But
there was nothing on him.
I
I was like,
why did she just freak out?
because they showed him only half of his face, and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be the other side of the.
And then it
when
was
come around, and it came around. And
Yeah,
it was
nothing
nothing
was wrong with his face at that point. Oh,
Weird.
yeah, that was so dumb.
That was really weird.
Yeah, man, what do you say about this movie? Adrienne Barbeau was in trouble 5 different times where she was just like waltzing through the swamp. Like she made no effort to try to get away, it seemed. I mean, she did when she got to that garage where Jude worked, but then she kept
Now we know where Bryce Dallas Howard got the inspiration for her shoes in Jurassic World.
When when Adrienne Barbeau and she got the notebook and she ran out
Yep.
and it was dark. That was a night scene,
the one
Yeah.
night scene.
and she ran off like towards the woods,
Uh-huh.
and then like the next shot during the day, she's like hiding out against the house, and it was just like you've had hours to get away,
And you've gone nowhere.
they show you running away, and you're now
Undercover back at the house.
hiding against the house.
You know, one other thing I noticed this movie lacked? They never showed any animals in that swamp. You didn't see a fish. You didn't see anything. Like, it would have been nice to see an alligator or two.
We did
where
see
they-
a snake.
Oh, because he had it on him. He pulled it out of his like jacket or whatever, right?
It was a vicious snake too, but it was in his pocket.
Right, yeah, he had that. So
Like poison a snake in his pocket.
How was it not like attacking him?
I was kind of surprised, like not one bad guy got taken down by an alligator. Like I was waiting for like the running along and you just see like
But
gone,
you're right.
but
Like no birds,
nothing.
nothing.
Birds every once in a while. Every time Swamp Thing made his presence known,
Oh, yeah,
the
you did
birds
get
would
it. Yeah,
flutter
yeah,
away
yeah.
in the distance. But I was kind of like, this is the deadest swamp I've ever seen, because usually it's crawling with life. This one had no life.
No.
And it was weird.
so weird.
Also a weird setup. It seemed like, and I get it, it was a set, whatever.
Just the
but
way
like,
they were all hidden.
like
too.
they were always kind of like right against a road. There was always a dirt road, like right.
I didn't
next to the
understand why she
swamp
kept
all the
running
time.
down that road.
Yes,
in that one
it
scene.
seemed like she was on it like a lot.
like, get
right?
off the damn road. I mean, if you're
They're
trying to
chasing
hide,
you. They're in a car. Go into the swamp. Yeah, she was not too bright.
no. And then the whole time too, they kept getting close to her, and then rather than getting out and running after her and catching her, because they would have, they just kept driving. Watch the tree. He's like, watch the tree at one point. I was like, well, get the hell out of the car. Go grab her.
Oh, the tree stopped the car. Remember? She's like, oh, they must have hit a car. And Jude's like, oh, yeah, it was one of those trees that walked away or something like that. He was really good. I'm surprised they didn't use him more. I liked him.
I liked his first line. Here comes trouble.
I wanted to point
He was
out.
good. I
at
liked him, though.
at
Yeah,
one
I'm
point-
surprised.
That was the only thing he was in. He did one other thing called Hey Jude.
Hey, Jude.
Something him and his name's Roger Bates or whatever
His real name is, but
his real name.
his Hey Jude was it naming himself after the
He's got
character that he
one
played in this?
acting credit, and it's this.
But the thing, Hey Jude, was it named after the fact
was
that
after
he played
him.
Jude in this? in
And
this
I could
movie?
not find it anywhere.
Interesting. I don't think anybody's looking for that either.
No.
No, I don't think so.
When Cable, by the way, bad name for like
It must be her name in the comic, or
oh, you know what? That's
It is
right.
a DC
I wanted to
comic.
point out at the very beginning when they're doing the credits, it said based on the magazine from DC Comics. I'm like, were they trying to like cover up the fact that this was a comic book movie? Because they said the magazine. I'm like, it's a comic book. Come on. When she first encounters Swamp Thing, and I don't even like. I guess he like scares the guys away because he doesn't kill anybody for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He just scares them away. He throws them around, but they don't die. She kind of just goes shoo, like she doesn't know who he is, whether he's
it's
a
so
homicidal
weird.
murderer in a costume, or
And every
I
time
don't
he
know,
tries to
something.
talk to her, though, she's like runs off.
Yeah, but she was just like shoo. Like I'm like not like screaming at the top of your lungs and running. I don't know.
well, by the end of the movie, he's like talking, and it's just
Yeah.
like, why didn't you talk at the
Well,
beginning?
he might have had to like develop those skills as a new Swamp Thing. He might not have had those
True.
skills right off the bat.
And he was
I can
trying
yada
to talk to her
yada
at times, and she was running off.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
She
was
wasn't
running off.
sticking around long enough for him to like, I am this, I'm Swamp Thing.
I
You know,
am Swamp Thing.
I'm not an animal.
There was a scene where the guys caught Cable because they were doing that a lot in this movie.
She
And
got caught. We should have did a tally
And
because
she punched a guy in the face and then in the gut and then back in the face. I was like,
oh,
it
when
looked-
she did that
it
one,
looked
yeah, she was like,
and it was like her doing it to this. I'm like, damn. I'm like, she was like the Linda Hamilton before Linda
She was
Hamilton. Like I was
badass.
like, damn, she kicked
was.
that guy's ass.
and
it
then
looked
there was
really
Maud.
good. There's Maud. There was never Maud.
Well, this is
I
post.
was shocked how well she was as a fighter, being that she was, I guess, a scientist. I'm not even quite sure what she was supposed to be doing there.
She was like an electronics person or something.
Oh, is that why she was electronics?
Yeah.
Oh, I never picked up on what she was supposed to be doing there.
No, yeah.
So she
like
wasn't a
some type of-
scientist then, right?
No, well, you know, she was like a technician or something.
Oh, is that why she was there to fix Sector 3, Sensor
Yeah.
3, whatever it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I never picked up on that. So yeah, why did they send abroad? And that was the Muldoon character. I mean, he was totally like Muldoon from Jurassic Park. Like, I'll keep you safe, boy. But that was the bad guy the whole time, just in
Yeah.
a Mission Impossible mask. But yeah, when he came in with the Australian accent, I was like, it's the dude from Jurassic Park. He's just going to like, you know, eventually he's going to say clever girl as he gets killed. But he didn't get to say that because he had been dead for a long time, apparently, already.
Yeah.
He's been dead for quite some time.
He's been dead this whole time.
I also want to bring up that Swamp Thing's arm got cut off during the day, and he walked around
Totally.
during the day.
Totally.
Yes.
And then when he's in the dungeon and he reached up and a tiny little bit of light touched
Yeah.
him and he was able to grow back his arm. It's just like you were walking around in
I-
full sunlight.
I said to myself, I'm like, why didn't this happen when he was in the sun? Because it was always sunny out in the in the swamp. It's always sunny in the swamp.
It made no sense. I'm sorry.
And at one point, when I think it was when they were on the boat and she got away again. You remember they got her on the boat and then she immediately jumped off the boat. And that's when, what was his name? Ferret?
Ferret.
Chased after her. And that's when Arcane was like, I mean, he made some asinine comment like, he knows where we are at all times. He's a brilliant chess player playing 5 moves ahead. I'm like, he's a fucking guy in the swamp. You guys are making a lot of noise. He goes wherever the noise is. I'm like, I don't think he's doing any of these things thinking 5 moves ahead. He's a brilliant chess player. I was like, okay. Oh, man. And I know we're starting our Halloween but this is kind of a weak Halloween movie to start on since there was nothing scary about this movie at all. Not even no jump scare.
The
No
monsters were not impressive.
No, especially the end boss monster. He was just dumb.
I mean, you
tiny
couldn't help
head.
but laugh at.
It was laughable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you see the costumes before you see anything else. It's just like the eyes on that werewolf or whatever, that wolf of whatever kind of
Whatever it
wolf
was.
Yeah, it was just.
and what did he beat him with there in the swamp? He pulled it like a
Put a
stalactite out of-
cypress
Oh,
stump.
was that what it was? Okay, it looked like a stalactite. I'm like, where'd that come from all of a sudden? And then she got run through with the spear, but he had the special healing power of the swamp because he
he just copped the feel.
He's like, oh, you've been stabbed on your left boob.
He said, I noticed these things flopping around earlier.
when he put his hand
during
on
that 50-second topless scene that you had earlier.
When he put his hand on her, I guess he had like put something on it to stop the blood.
Spanish moss from like a craft store.
Is that what it was?
But then it looked like
I thought she was like swamp thinging. I thought it was like going up her neck, and I was
it
like,
looked like hay when she was done though. Like after she got up and like she was healed,
if you looked like
hay.
To Michael's Craft, you can find that.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I thought she was turned into a swamp thing. I thought he had like infected her or something.
Imagine Daddy said, "You're me now. No. You're one of me now.
Now you can live in the swamp."
And if you notice, he did not have a penis. They had no penis.
I wasn't looking, but yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm not sure he didn't have clothes on. Like he had clothes on when he got set on fire. So did the clothing like
they would have burned off?
Well, I thought they might have melted to his body because he jumped into the water. The clothes melted to his body.
But he's a plant now.
Well, but I'm just trying to yada over. I never had a problem with his actual.
He does have a stamen, probably though, right?
Pistol,
yeah.
On Harley Quinn, this third season, he Swamp
Thing's in it.
Okay,
nice.
And he's characterized as like super powerful.
Well, he stopped those boats. I mean,
there were a couple,
and he hit the car too.
Right out of the Incredible Hulk, man. Right out of the Incredible Hulk there. Yeah. There were sequels to this.
Oh yeah.
At least one Return of the Swamp Thing
too.
Yeah. So
Return of the Swamp Thing.
Yeah. And then I think there was a remake in the early 2000s.
There was a series.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a TV show,
and it was good.
Oh, I
remember watching.
Oh, I don't know.
And they canceled it after a couple episodes.
Well, we can't.
Was it a WB
He said it was
show?
good, but can we really take?
There were probably young girls in it.
There were.
Like prepubescent girls. It took
That's
place
what
at
Adrienne Barbeau.
It took place at a brownie camp. And Brian was all in. No. Oh,
said he got free box of Thin Mints when he ordered it on DVD.
So it was. I didn't know it was a TV show, so I won't watch that. If it was a movie, I might have given it a chance.
I mean, they canceled it after a couple episodes.
Was it a WB show or something?
So you're
like
saying it's that good,
like
but why did they cancel it if it was that good?
I don't know. Maybe it was bad. I don't remember now.
That might be the best review.
It was good, but maybe
can you cut that for? Can you cut that for the?
That should be our 1-year anniversary thing. I think it was good, but maybe it was bad.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
That is
that it was.
That's
I
about 40 minutes in
when they canceled it. But
I think that's about 40 minutes in. If you want to cut that for to use somewhere. When you're editing, that's about 40 minutes in.
I can see on his board right there, 51:19. So right around there. I'm trying to look through my notes to see if
it has a 7.4 on IMDb.
How many episodes?
Let's see.
The only other thing I want to point out, the only other note I have here is when the formula first works, when his sister drops it on the ground and they notice like life is growing from it. Adrienne Barbeau is standing right next to him. He's like, my formula, it works. And he immediately grabs her and starts making out with her. I was like, really? This is how we celebrate down here, huh? Like,
it's also
no consent given, just like grabbed her and started like.
It's also part of our 80s sex romp.
I guess
that's
a little sexy there.
Some mashing.
We couldn't let it just end right away. We wanted to give you a little bit more sex. Before
it would have been better if, as Swamp Thing, he emerged from the swamp behind her as she was bathing in that dirty ass swamp, and he said, "Hey, baby."
How about when she was in the water? That's when she was in the water. She's like, "Go,
shoo,
go, go on now, get."
That swamp looked like it was filmed in like 18 different swamps. Like it looked like an Everglades swamp.
Nothing looked the same.
Like
there's
high grass.
There's no scene that looked the same.
It just looked so sewn together from wherever they could just find. Hey, there's water over there. Let's call that a swamp, and we'll film there. Are you still looking for Swamp Thing?
What are you looking up?
The 29th. They made 10 episodes, but I don't think they aired them all. And there's a 1990 series that has 72 episodes.
Oh, wow. I've never even heard of that.
72 episodes?
Yeah.
That's a couple seasons at least. That's like.
Was that like an ABC series maybe?
I'm thinking maybe it was like one of those like syndicated shows like back in the day. Like
The Hulk?
No,
Like
I'm
that?
thinking like Star Trek Next
Oh,
Generation.
it might be
like
a
that kind of-
cartoon.
Oh, well,
That makes more
then.
sense. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really bad at this.
You know what, man? Watching you
I have
look
never
stuff
seen-
up on your phone is frustrating as watching you count down from 3, man. I don't know how you use your phone, but you use it wrong.
I know he's got a weird phone to begin
no,
with,
It's the potato phone. That's what it is, right?
but like I don't know, like you scroll for like hours to find one thing. It feels.
You know
like.
what the problem is? This keyboard's probably in like Croatian or something like that. So he's got to translate everything into English as he's doing it.
But like you've been. How many times has he done this? Swiping down, swiping
Just to
down,
find a
swiping
TV
down.
show. Next week I'm gonna set up a list of questions and we're all gonna Google them or use the Ask Jeeves of your choice and we're gonna all Google them and we're gonna time how long it takes us each to.
You don't
find
use
the
Google, do you?
information
Yeah, I use Google.
What do you like right now? If you're looking up a TV show, why aren't you on IMDb?
I am on IMDb.
So then, what? Once you're on that, you should not have had to scroll that many times.
Well, no, I was
on there.
I was looking at episodes. This is a live action, the '90s one, 90 to 93, 3 seasons.
Andy's right. There's something weird going on with the way you touch your phone. No, and I don't know.
I prefer not to use my phone. I prefer a computer.
I mean,
Well, why don't you bring a
shows 'cause
computer?
you're-
You should have the computer in front of you, and you could just be typing like, "Oh, yeah, that's this."
Well, remember, I used to have it up.
Yeah,
You also said you would bring the keyboard. It's like I don't know. Are you
he doesn't even care
here?
anymore.
Are you not? Are you with us? Are you with us?
You're fired. We're finding a better producer. Scores? Are we at the point of scores?
We could be. I mean, I didn't really have anything.
I don't have anything
much
else note wise. I mean, I can
more
make
to
fun
say.
of this a little bit more.
Let me see if anything in my notes here that I have that I copied off of IMDb. Here, I got some of the.
Do you want me to play the trailer?
You mentioned that they filmed in the
No.
swamps of South Carolina. You mentioned that already.
This one is the TV series was filmed in the swamps of Louisiana.
Well, that would have made more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what they were going for. I think they wanted to be Louisiana, right?
She did. Adrienne Barbeau went on to provide the voice of Catwoman on the Batman the Animated Series of 1992.
Oh.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow.
And I've watched all those
That's
episodes.
something new. I didn't. I was unaware of that as well.
And Rick Wise there was also on Batman the Animated Series or whatever the hell the guy's name was.
He was.
Oh, Ray Wise, yeah.
Ray Wise. Super famous Ray Wise. 249 credits.
Listen, there's a lot of people that probably have 249 credits and they're like, grocery bagger, man on street, bus
Oh,
patron.
that show was Reaper. I don't know if you remember the show.
Reaper?
He played the devil in Reaper.
I don't know if I. That doesn't sound like anything I've. Yeah,
That was a good show.
I'm sure it was not.
yeah. One sequel, The Return of Swamp Thing in 1989, and 2 television spin-offs, Swamp Thing in 90 and Swamp Thing.
I wonder who came back from the original Swamp Thing. Was it like a Beastmaster thing where they got everybody to come back for this? Everybody that was alive come back for the sequel. Although I think it was just Mark Singer that came back for that thing. I like Adrienne Barbeau did not
Kari
come back.
Werrer
That's
was
right.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she came, and then she was on after that, though, right?
I
Then
can't
she's-
find Beastmaster 2.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's the one, the stuck in time one or whatever. I remember
Yeah.
reading that description because it was
The
so
description
hilarious.
sounds awesome.
So hilarious.
This is Adrienne Barbeau's second film in which she appears in a swamp with a Coast Guard helicopter. In Crash, aka the crash of Flight 401, she played a surviving flight attendant in the real life crash of an Eastern Airlines L-1011 in the Miami Everglades.
I remember Eastern.
Eastern Airlines?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what Trump bought?
Oh, did he?
Maybe not.
Did he own
Maybe
an
not.
airline?
Or he was trying to buy him or something like that. I think he was the guy that was trying to set up like the airplane taxi, like from like New York to Washington, like, just limited
Like People's
runs.
Express?
Something like that, just limited runs, and it would just be like 4 times a day or something. Like you'd be in New York, fly to DC, fly home that night, stuff. I think that was Trump, and I think it was Eastern that he was trying to do that with. But we're talking like 1982.
Yeah.
we're talking like 40 years ago, and I don't really remember.
Real quick, back to the costumes we were talking about with Bruno and Arcane's creature, whatever you want to call it. It said Bruno's transformation after being dosed with the formula isn't quite what director Wes Craven had envisioned. According to the DVD commentary, the same goes for Arcane's creature, and when moderator Sean Clark asked for Craven's thoughts, the director's immediate reply was a big sigh.
Yeah. Watching this movie, it's a shock. It's a shock that Wes Craven got work again after this. And listen, there's probably a limited budget. He probably didn't have a lot under his control, but
I mean, Freddy Krueger was great.
Yeah, and it was probably done on a budget less than this.
Yeah,
because then you're just hiring there's no names in that.
No names, and you got
Johnny Depp was in it, but he wasn't.
And you got
Johnny
a story.
Depp yet.
You got a good story.
Yeah,
And
I guess he wrote that one too, right? Did he write? Damn, what the hell? Shit, never mind. The Dream movie that he did with Dennis Quaid, Dreamscape.
Oh, Dreamscape.
Did he write that also? Because I feel like I remember there was like a proto Freddy Krueger in that movie, and I was like, the guy like just got claws like out of his hand.
Max von Sydow.
Was he in that?
Yeah.
Dreamscape?
No, what were you asking about it?
Did Wes Craven write or direct that?
Director was Joseph Rubin. Writers were David Lowery, Chuck Russell, and Joseph Rubin. No.
Interesting. I always got a Freddy Krueger vibe off that movie.
I remember watching it over and over.
I watched that a lot.
Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I haven't seen that in a long time.
What year is that?
That is 84.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we will.
We just got to live 2 more years. We're on the clock.
We got a fun 83 coming up. So,
but we're just starting our Halloween extravaganza.
We are starting our Halloween extravaganza. Guess what's coming up next week?
What is coming up next week?
What's coming up next week?
Oh, you don't know? It's another Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh,
back to back
that's right.
I was going to say Bardot. Back to back
Bridget Bardot.
Back to back Bardot. Barbeau.
It's a Barbeau barbecue. We're having a backyard Barbeau.
Oh, what is it? The Fog?
No, it's
Hills
not
Have
the
Eyes?
Fog.
What is it?
I thought it was Creep Show.
It is Creep Show. Very good. We were waiting for you to say it.
Oh.
Creep Show coming up with some special guests. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. So,
except for whoever has to edit it.
Oh my God.
Not me.
We'll try to keep all the misogyny
Andy, not
and
it.
Nazi salutes out of it.
I just have to, remember when it goes off the rails. Just to get ready.
Every time Anthony talks.
No, Anthony's all right. Everybody's all right. It's just every once in a while a little slip up gets in.
Of course. I mean, even with us, right? But who's going to kick us off with our scores this evening?
Oh, I got to think of a score.
No, he's first. Then.
I'm going to say my score, and you're going to say it's exactly what I was going to say.
Since I already have mine down, you have yours.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be the same as mine.
What do you got, Brian?
I'm going to give it a
tell us why.
75.
Wow, man. Okay. Excellent.
I was pleasantly surprised watching this movie. I remembered a lot of it, and I just remember watching it over and over. And then the additions of the 50 seconds of boobs and the party scene. I was like, whoa.
So that was your first time seeing that was your first time seeing that part.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you never seen that.
And Christine walked in at that time and was like getting ready for bed. And
so what are you watching?
And I was just waiting for her to say something, but she didn't. It was because it kept going on, and I'm just like watching it, and I'm just like, I keep looking back at her, and she's not paying attention to what's going on.
And it keeps staying on the screen. It's
going,
not going.
And going and going.
During that scene, Logan came down to get like second dinners. It was like 11 o'clock because yesterday when you texted and said, I'm ready. And then Brian said, oh shit. And I was like, oh, I'm almost ready. I was like, oh shit, I got to watch this movie because I hadn't watched it yet. So I was watching it. I started at like 10 o'clock. And so Logan came down for like second dinners at like 11. And that scene was going on. And I like kind of looked over at him and he wasn't looking at the TV. And I kept looking. And then finally he walked over. He's like, what are you watching? I'm like, Swamp Thing. And nothing was going. I'm like, you should have come over here like 30 seconds earlier. But oh well.
He missed all the good stuff.
He missed all the good stuff. So 75.
75.
I like that score.
Do you want me to
I
go
will
first?
watch it again and
I can go.
Enjoy it.
I really was like shocked when you started your score because I was going to give this a 70, and when you started with 7, I'm like, wow. I'm like, we are. I thought you were going to say the exact same score. I enjoy this movie. I mean, it's dumb. It's not good to look at, but I would watch it again. I would watch it again and laugh at the same parts. And yeah, I mean, I guess I wish it looked a little. I wish there was more money in it, but it's 1982. I forgive all the shitty special effects, and it looks like a 1982 movie. It actually looks like a 1978 TV show, but that's okay. I liked it. 70.
Wow.
I wouldn't say I would never watch it again. I didn't think it was as good as you guys did. I'm giving it a 35.
Oh my God, man.
Damn.
Old man Jason's been hanging out here recently.
There was nothing funny to it to me. I guess it missed me. I thought it was.
Did you watch it over and over on HBO when it was on?
Yeah.
You did.
Jason also didn't have the same cut that we watched it. So
that's true.
But
that would have raised the score at least
I don't think
30
that would
points.
change it, because you told me that
I don't
shouldn't
know.
have changed my Zapped score.
That.
But you said that shouldn't have changed my Zapped score because of Heather Thomas, though.
Right.
But I'm just saying that.
Wait, why? What happened?
You told me that I shouldn't have changed my Zapped. I shouldn't like Zapped because of Heather Thomas. That was in her breasts.
Oh,
It wasn't.
Did that affect your score?
Well, you said that I like that as one of my things that I enjoyed about the movie, and you said that I shouldn't have that be adding to my score.
Well, yeah,
but he added to his score.
Not Heather Thomas, but it wasn't Heather Thomas.
If it was really Heather Thomas,
and you didn't actually see her boobs, you just saw her in a bra.
Then Adrienne Barbeau you shouldn't be able to add points for that.
She was,
but it was her real boob.
And
but
she
that's
was
not in the
naked
actual
for
release, though.
She was naked for a.
That's like you
long
watched
time.
something that was like leaked. You didn't watch the
No,
actual
it was just
movie.
I think this was the DVD copy or the Blu-ray copy. It's
Blu-ray
one of those.
copy,
It's one. It was the
the European copy.
No. I think that's how the
European copy,
Blu-ray
that's what
is
it
now.
said.
Yeah,
I
it
think
didn't say anything about it being.
I'm sure
foreign,
Brian has the
just
Blu-ray, right?
unrated.
But no, it's not for me. It's maybe the series is better.
I
I'll
doubt
give that a
that.
shot, but it's another swing and a miss for DC on this one.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is this just a DC one?
Yeah, DC
Yeah,
Comics.
DC Comics.
That's
Oh, that
why
makes
she's
sense.
on
It's
Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Quinn,
He's on Harley Quinn.
That's true.
This is like your third 30-something movie in a row now, right?
I think I did a 20 in there too, didn't I? Did I have a 25?
Like Beastmaster. I'm trying to think. What did we just do? Eating Raoul. I know you didn't give a good score.
My Eating Raoul was in there. It might have been in the 20s. I don't know.
Yeah. Poor Jason. He's going to quit this podcast.
He's not
because we're doing
liking
such
the
shitty
movie.
movies.
Next week will be a good score. Creep Show. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, 25 I gave Raoul.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Like I said, I thought we had some crappy movies.
Yeah.
But I would
run
not
of
say
crap.
this was one of them. I enjoyed this. Maybe it was nostalgia. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
thought it
Yeah,
was
because I love Beastmaster and this one, and they were
Beastmaster was garbage though, but that's all right.
I will file them both in the same category then. Yeah, because I think I gave Beastmaster 35 as well.
Yeah, you did because I gave it a 34
Yeah,
because Arnold wasn't
so
in it.
there. Andy just forgot what Beastmaster was like. Maybe you should watch it again.
Beastmaster. I would never watch that again.
I'm definitely going to watch it again.
I might by mistake.
He's got a lot of 1982 movies that he's watching again. I don't know where he's getting the time for him, but
When I retire and I have nothing to do with my time, I might do like an Arnold Schwarzenegger retrospective and go back and watch all his movies. So I might stumble upon Conan again. I will never watch Beastmaster again.
you don't have to watch Conan again.
You're not going to do a Mark Singer.
Well, I'll
retrospective?
listen. I'll watch the entire
We'll do V. Yeah.
I'll watch all of V. I'll watch the miniseries, the Final Battle, the series. I'll watch it all. I'll even watch that crappy 2009 version that they did that only lasted.
That was only one season, right?
But he was
Yeah.
in.
Was he in that too?
I think he was in the cliffhanger of the final episode of the first season, and then. they just
so he
canceled it.
wasn't in the first
He,
season
he didn't
really till
star
the
in it.
end.
No, it was
yeah.
a new cast. Of
I was
people.
really upset I couldn't find Beastmaster 2, like anywhere.
Did you
Not
find,
even like illegally.
No,
Did you find Beastmaster 3?
no.
I don't even know if there is one. There probably is. We probably discussed it, and I already forgot that there even is
I
one.
don't remember.
It was a Beastmaster cartoon.
That would be awesome.
I think it's called Thundar the Barbarian. That was great. I love that cartoon.
Nice pull. That was good.
What's that Jason Sudeikis one? When he's a cartoon, but everyone else is. Tim Meadows is in it. And
Is this a SNL skit?
no, this was a show where a He-Man like character from a cartoon comes to the. He has a son with I forget the actress, but
Oh yeah,
That sounds very.
Jason
thinking-
Sudeikis voiced the guy.
I kind of remember that. Yeah. Aren't they on like a TV show set? Doesn't it take place on a set or?
No, he's from that world, and he met
maybe
his
not.
human wife, and they had
That sounds familiar.
son.
That does sound familiar to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it now though. I guess I could look it up.
But I guess you can find us pretty much anywhere. Is what I'm hearing lately. The exciting and new podcast. We're on
Are
Twitter.
you finding us anywhere?
That's the question. I haven't seen any follows going up. I'd like to see those follows go up. Let's see before the end of the year, before the end of Halloween. Let's get those follows
Let's get
up,
to the
people.
double digits.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Get our listens up. Tell your friends. Or tell your friend. But we are the exciting and new podcast. And I've been told you can be found on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Spreaker, on YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. I'm Jason.
I think I'm AE Gonzo 1970 on Instagram. I've been not saying that
That's
correctly
correct.
the
I believe
last
that is
year and a
correct.
half, or year. I guess we're coming up on a year.
In your AE Gonzo 1 on
Gonzo 1
Twitter.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm just Andy
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kitty.
everywhere.
Get there.